Week 2 of the NFL is already in the books. Who's hot? Who's not? All that right here, right now, on this episode of The Bizz. All right, and welcome to The Bizz, where we're all up in it. I'm your boy Daniels up here in Senior Valley.
And I'm Aaron down in sunny SD.
That's right. NFL, we're 2 weeks in. Week 3 is about to kick off in roughly an hour. So before they do, we need to break down what we've seen thus far. That's right. I said thus far.
Injuries.
Oh, man. And you think that's a result of no preseason, no conditioning?
Maybe a little bit of everything. Everybody's just been on that quarantine workout routine. No actual contact with human life.
Right. I do believe a cornerback for the Atlanta Falcons came down with COVID the other day. Can't think of his name right now.
He's the first guy to be sidelined.
Yeah. But the Falcons and the Bears are playing their game today. So anyway, so let's break it down. Let's we know what the records are for each team. We'll talk about the record, and then we will see if they're pretenders or not. All right, because some teams start out really well every year, and then by the end of mid-season, 8 games in or so, we realize that they're pretenders. All right, let's start with the NFC West. All right, which is touted to be the best division in football. Let's start with these Arizona Cardinals. They're 2-0. What do you got?
Arizona Cardinals, I think, are the real deal. I'm waiting for them to fight Seattle. I want to see that, but nobody. A couple years ago, nobody gave Kyler Murray a shot in the dark, including myself because he's 5'2". But he's out there playing the game.
He's out there balling it up, running all over everybody. And he's got a beautiful target now, DeAndre
Hopkins and Fitzgerald. These guys don't drop passes.
Exactly, they're great. All right, and they're 2-0, so we think they're the real deal for now. What about those LA Rams?
I think they just sort of fell out of the realm of the real deal. They're good, but they're not great. It's not the same Super Bowl team you're going to see.
It's not the same Super Bowl team, but I'm not counting them out yet. I think Sean McVay, I think he's a game planner, and I think he's going to, improve that team. I think they're only going to get better. I hope they beat the Bills today. That's all I'm saying. All right. And that's those Seattle Seahawks, man.
The real deal.
Always the real deal. Always the real deal. Russell Wilson, go ahead.
They have some issues defensively. They have a few holes there. The team's good enough you can pick them apart. But it's
Jamal Adams.
Did he get ejected last week?
No, that was Diggs.
These guys can't control themselves.
Yeah.
There's a few holes on defense, but on offense, you just can't count Russ out. You absolutely can't.
You can't, because he's a threat in his own right. The deepest ball thrower, best deep ball in the league for one. The boy can scramble, get away from almost anything. And then he's got these weapons. That weapon he's got, I mean, let's not forget Lockett, who's always just a threat. But DK Metcalf, that's a bad boy right there. He made my boy Stephen Gilmore last week look like he was in high school.
DK Metcalf is a beast. I actually like Lockett because he's the guy that everybody forgets about. And how did they win the game? He gets behind the defense. He's open for an hour because you don't think he's as good as he is.
Yeah, the Seahawks, I think they have definite shot to go all the way this year.
Absolutely.
All right, what about them San Francisco 39ers? Because they've gotten so many injuries. They're 1-1. And, of course, that game they won was against the Jets. They don't really count. Jimmy Garoppolo's out. They're actually 4-20 without Jimmy Garoppolo. They're like 20-6 with Jimmy Garoppolo, something like that. What do you see for the rest of the season for them?
I think the season's just got way harder because they lost so many starters. But look, because you get that one extra team in the playoffs this year, you can't count the Niners out because at some point most of that team is going to get healthier, and they'll be just as formidable towards the end of the season. But right now, they're going to struggle.
Yeah, they are. And Garoppolo is coming back in a couple weeks. He's not out for the whole season. He will be back. All right, let's hit the NFC South. The New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees looked like he was struggling a little bit last week.
He got a little
Raiders.
he got a little exposed, and the exposure is not like his skill set, but you can't be so focused on one target, Michael Thomas,
Right.
that you can't play the game when he's out.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
it was very obvious that his security blanket was out 2 weeks or whatever it is, and Drew Brees was like, my security blanket's gone. Well,
What do I do? What do I do?
yeah, and we'll see this weekend, if he can play without him again, how well he does.
They're going
But
up against Aaron Rodgers right now.
so you got to score points,
You do. You definitely do.
and you don't have Michael Thomas, so figure it out.
I still think the Saints are a pretty well-oiled machine. I expect them to get better.
Absolutely.
All right. What about these Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Oh, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay, right?
Tampa Bay. I think they will get better as the season goes. It's obvious that they're new to each other. They did better
Yes.
week 2 than they did week 1.
Well, they played the
Uh,
Panthers. We're going to discuss that.
well, I mean, I'm talking about in terms of being on the same page.
Right. I agree.
So if you fast forward to week 8, there'll even be a better oiled machine and firing on all cylinders. So that's going to be a team by the end of the season that's scoring some serious points.
I agree. And that first week they played the Saints. We've discussed it. The Saints I think they're just used to the chemistry they had. And, as you said, Breeze had his security blanket. So they were just going out there knocking it out. And yeah, I think the Buccaneers are going to get better. Once there's more oil in the machine for sure. Let's talk about these Atlanta Falcons. How many different ways can you lose a game?
Wait, the only description for the Falcons is tragedy. I mean, like they're just. I believe Shannon Sharp said it the other day. The head coach needs to go. That team is too good in terms of its roster to be blowing games like that. You're up by 100 points, but you can't finish.
Yeah, you can't finish. And that onside kick at the end. Only the team who kicks it has to wait for it to go 10 yards. The team receiving it doesn't have to wait. And how come pro football players don't know that?
You said that backwards. It's backwards. The team kicking it, I'm sorry, the team kicking it can just, or the team receiving it, fall on it.
Yes, but the team kicking it has to wait for it to travel 10 yards before they can touch it.
Correct. And it was obvious that people didn't know the rules.
They didn't know that, right? I think even I heard on NFL Network that Arthur Blank was like, how come our team doesn't know this? So that's an issue. Yeah. So
when the owner comments,
yeah, maybe Dan Quinn might need to find another job. All right, and they're 0-2. Those Falcons, by the way,
at Home Depot.
All right. So let's talk about these Carolina Panthers. 0-2.
I think they're a piece away. Don't get me wrong. I like Teddy Bridgewater. McCaffrey just went down, so that record's not going to be as good as it should be. It should be. They just need a tight end and a receiver, and that team is a different team because McCaffrey is a beast.
He is. Who else is on that team?
Exactly. Nobody knows. That's my point.
Exactly.
So you get a tight end and a star receiver. That team is a different squad.
Yeah, I do expect that. Until they do that, get that though, I expect them to be at the bottom of the division.
Correct.
I do. All right, NFC North, Green Bay Packers. They're 2-0.
Ooh, Aaron Rodgers. I love his whole career. They've been saying this guy has a chip on his shoulder. That chip has gotten bigger. He's balling out.
He had been playing lights out. I mean, I don't think Aaron Rodgers ever lost it. I just think he didn't have the pieces around him. So when he does what he does, it just complements what the rest of the team is doing.
And let's not forget the draft with the Packers. They drafted a quarterback. You know how many pieces they could have picked up before drafting a quarterback? They could have picked up some more defensive pieces, because Green Bay, they beat the Lions last week, but they did, allow a lot of points.
Right. Well, maybe that defense needs to tighten up a little because that was the problem a couple years ago. Green Bay, they had dudes on defense and nobody knew their names. Like Aaron Rodgers didn't know their name. Like, who's that guy? Because they let Mike Daniels go, and then what happened.
Exactly.
But they look good. Aaron Rodgers is rocking it out. And so is Aaron Jones. They're running back. That boy. They got a couple. I'm saying so. Your namesakes are out there getting it done. Chicago Bears are 2-0. Who would have thought?
You know what it is I want them to be trash because I don't like Mitch Trubisky, but they're not the real deal. They're just winning some games. I'm not
Yeah,
scared of the Bears.
they're not real deal, and I'm going to tell you why I don't think the Bears are real deal. Because one, they play the Giants, who are garbage. Then they play the Lions, who don't know how to finish a game. They're historically don't know how to finish a game. Every once in a while, they pull it out, which is crazy because Matthew Stafford is not a bad quarterback. Speaking of the Lions, that's where we are. They are 0-2.
The math. What's crazy about the Lions is they can score points. They can't finish a game.
Yeah, they can't finish a game. They can't, and and they've got some players on there. They got some.
It's a great fantasy. It's a good thing you don't have to focus on wins.
Yeah, great fantasy quarterback. All right, Minnesota Vikings. I'm surprised that they're 0-2.
Kirk Cousins is trash. Next team.
Not worth the $84 million they paid him. I'm with you.
Absolutely not.
All right, next team, the old Washington football team.
They are the Vikings in Burgundy. Next team.
Oh, here's another team. Those old Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, okay. We
Hold
could do a
on.
whole hour.
Before you start, let me just say for the record, the Cowboys did not win that game last week against the Falcons. As my friend Ramon likes to say, the Falcons lost that game. The Cowboys didn't win. The Falcons lost. My friend Ramon likes to say that.
The Cowboys are supposed to be better than what they are. Dak Prescott has all the weapons. This is his season to really earn that paycheck.
He
because
does.
This dude has receivers, running back, and some holes on defense, but they should be able to score points. And if you go back to that game, they turned the ball over a couple times.
Three
They
times.
looked like high school.
At least.
3 times in the first half.
Yes.
Trash. So the issue is execution, not personnel.
I agree.
So the Cowboys,
I agree.
I smell a 9-7.
I'm with you. I second that emotion. Philadelphia Eagles.
Trash in green. Oh my God!
Yeah. Shout out to our boy Scooter. Sorry about that, Scoot.
Carson Wentz is not it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still playing. It's the third week of the season. I'm surprised he's not on the injury reserve list.
Where is Nick Foles? Somebody call Nick Foles, because at this point,
right,
the beautiful people of Philadelphia have been duped, led astray, bamboozled.
Nick Foles is in Chicago. Maybe they ought to put him in. But then again, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Mitch Trubisky. All right, let's go to the AFC West. Let's start out with our reigning Super Bowl champions.
It looked a little sloppy week 2, but it may have an issue or two at the guard position. But other than that, they're still that team. They're still the team to beat.
I think they're the one team that actually not only didn't lose anything in the offseason, they gained. They got better. That running back they got, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Beast.
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. So I definitely can see the Chiefs going back to the big dance. I don't really see too many people getting in their way.
The Chiefs are what the Cowboys are supposed to be. If you look at the personnel of the Cowboys on offense, that's how many points, and that's how easily they should be scoring, but that's not what you're seeing. But the Chiefs are still the craziest team in the league.
Yeah, they really are. In Las Vegas Raiders, man, 2-0. Who'd have thought?
The Raiders has always been love-hate, but the stadium's nice, and the Raiders are better. They got that tight end. That's a bad dude.
Darren Waller.
Oh, that's awesome. A bad dude.
He's a bad dude. That running back they got, Josh Jacobs, is fantastic. And they got this new speed demon, Henry Ruggs. They got all the weapons. They got the pieces. Derek Carr's not a bad quarterback. I'm afraid today because they are coming to Foxborough.
Absolutely.
I'm afraid. All right, let's talk about these LA Chargers.
Well, where do we start with let's start with the doctor staff for the LA Chargers.
There's one way to get your quarterback.
Well, the saying is
on the bench.
The running joke in San Diego is the Chargers always shoot themselves in the foot. We're gonna have to change that to puncture themselves in the lung. Oh my!
Oh man!
You should lose your MD, whatever the title is, immediately for puncturing somebody's lung.
Let me say though, Justin Herbert, when he came in, he lit it up. They actually held the Chiefs at bay. I actually thought they were going to win that game. They really should have. But then, he made a rookie mistake, threw a pick, and turned it around.
And shout out to the front four of the Chargers defense. Absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
what I liked about Justin Herbert and what I like to see in my rookie quarterbacks is confidence, absolute
Yeah,
confidence. And I think that kid's going to be a stud.
I agree. All right, so we're gonna hold off on your Broncos for a minute. We're gonna do your team and my
Oh,
team last. So we'll come back. Look, he's already deflated.
just,
Ooh,
I'm,
that wasn't a pun, by the way. That wasn't trying. I was trying to be
oh,
funny.
no, it's too
Here
soon.
we go. Here we go. AFC South, Tennessee Titans,
Okay, still a dominant team, one
two
piece
and zero.
away, but they're one
Yes.
piece away, and
What is that piece?
it's
They've got
tight end,
receivers. They
tight end or receiver. It's a correction, tight end or dominant receiver
dominant
because
receiver. All right.
just that guy, that Julio Jones type guy, to where you got to look at Derrick Henry and I got to focus on this Julio Jones type guy, and I got to pick one. That's what
Right.
they're missing.
They've got that one receiver who's really good, Brown. I think he was a rookie last year. I can't remember. There's so many Browns running around in the
Hey,
in
if
the
you can't remember his name, he ain't that good.
yeah, you might have a point there. His last name is Brown. I know that. He wears number
That
11, I think.
that narrows it down to the whole league.
Right. All right. These Indianapolis Colts. They beat up on the Vikings, which isn't really saying much because the Vikings have never won against these Colts. These Indianapolis Colts. I think they're like 0-11 in against this era of Colts. I don't know what's going on. But
It's
what do you
I'm
think?
gonna
What do you think
hold.
about Felipe?
I think the talent is there. They're not that great on defense. I think they just lost their running back for the season. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go
Mac.
eight. I'm gonna go 8-8. They might be one of those teams that sneaks into the playoff because remember you get an extra team this year in the playoffs. So they
Right. But
might be.
aren't they supposed to have like the best O line in the league right now?
Well, yeah, but it's pointless if you can't stop anybody.
True.
And Philip Rivers is a statue, so if the receivers can show up week in and week out, they'll be all right.
All right, here we go. Jacksonville Jaguars. They always look strong. They're almost in every game except the last game.
The mustache. I think they're right there with the Titans. Pretty stacked, good, solid football team, but nothing that's gonna scare you.
They're a young team, so they're coming up. I like Gardner Minshew. They're 1-2. They totally laid an egg Thursday night football with the Dolphins. I expected
Absolutely.
them. I mean, because in every game that the Jaguars have played, in all three of their games, they've been behind. They've come back. They won the first one. They almost beat the Titans. They could have come back on the Titans last week, but then the other night against the Dolphins, they totally just.
Failed.
All right, last team in the AFC South, the 0-2 Houston Texans. This is all Bill O'Brien's fault, all his fault.
Oh, he should have been gone. Why he still has a job, even before this season, is beyond me. Because Deshaun Watson and that defense is too talented to just be average. I
Yeah,
don't know who the owner.
I
I can't
agree.
think of the owner's name, but he needs to figure it out. There's a better coaching staff out there.
Yeah, and let me just say 2 points. Bill O'Brien. One, you gave away your franchise. I mean, I get it. Deshaun Watson is bad, but he needs somebody to throw the ball to. You gave DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals. And then in the very first game, when they were getting stomped out by the Chiefs, you got Randall Cobb sitting on the bench. He's a rookie receiver, 800 receiving yards last year. Why is he on the bench while you guys are getting stomped out?
Bad
Well,
coaching.
Bill O'Brien and Dan Quinn, they need to be looking for new jobs. All right, here
Absolutely.
we go. AFC North. Ooh, this is a tough division. Those Baltimore Ravens. What you got?
Teams are still the team to beat. The Steelers look good, but the Ravens are fantastic on both sides of the ball.
They really
Absolutely.
are. They are. You never know what you're going to get. Even though they gave away one of their tight ends. Where did he go? Or was it two tight ends that they gave away?
I think they had two last year, and somebody came in and swooped them, but it didn't change the team much. I
Yeah, I
still
think one
think
went to the
they're going
Falcons.
to, or
I
when
think.
they're losing.
Yeah, right.
Fantastic trade.
But yeah, you're right. Ravens definitely both sides of the ball. You never know what you're going to get. Lamar Jackson, he's just crazy, and he's got good receivers. His tight ends are great. Running game is strong. RG3 is sitting there getting a check. That's good. All right, let's talk about these Pittsburgh Steelers. I personally think the Steelers are the undercover favorites in this division.
I think the Steelers have always been the undercover. They've always been the favorites. They have a great history. It'll be interesting to see them go up against those Ravens. Ben looks great so far. That team looks great. The
Yes.
defense looks fantastic.
Oh yeah.
But you know, the crown right now still belongs to the Ravens. But you're right. The Steelers are going to make the playoffs. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I don't doubt that. They're 2-0. Ben is firing all cylinders. Juju Smith-Schuster has stepped up. They got this new dude Claypool, who's good. Washington is still catching balls. There's another dude I can't think of.
AB, who? Never heard of him.
Not him. Deontay, whatever Deontay's last name is. So he's a wide receiver, I guess. They look good, like you said, on defense. They're hot. So yeah, the Steelers are going to be in the conversation at the end of this season. I always like to watch them play. They always draft well. I was talking to my friend Matt about it the other day, and that's what I was telling him, dude. They always draft well. I expect to see them in the postseason. Cleveland Browns, they're 1-1.
The Browns are still the Browns.
They are.
And I think it's a quarterback issue. I'm not sold on Baker because there are times, even in preseason, where I'm a firm believer you should be able to take your team down the field and score because it's vanilla. And I just don't see the execution there.
Right.
And
especially with the receivers he has, with all the weapons he has.
It should be easy.
Right. It should be. They've got, obviously they got Beckham, right? They've got Jarvis Landry. They just pulled in the tight end from the Falcons, Hooper, Austin Hooper. So they've got, and I think Njoku went out. Is that right?
Yeah.
But they still get out, and then their run game is nuts. They've got Chubb, who's just eating up yardage, and they've got Kareem Hunt. Come on, there's no reason why you guys shouldn't win a game.
Their strategy is to run to set up the pass. They should be dominant, but they get in their own way every
All
week.
right. Here's an interesting one. Next team, Cincinnati Bengals. They're 0-2, and it's interesting because that quarterback, Joe Burrow, lights out. If the Patriots drafted him, I'd be super happy. That dude's got fight. He doesn't quit, and he's versatile.
I'm with you 100%. His team is trash. He needs the O-line of the Colts to survive because if you watch, he's running almost every single snap.
Yeah, running for his life. He's Russell Wilson from like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yes,
running for his life.
It's good that he's mobile, but the stats are kind of misleading because he's running. They don't keep stats on the guards, or the offensive lineman. This dude is running for his life,
right.
And they shore that offensive lineup. The Bengals will be a way better team.
Now think about this. Just a quick thought. What if Joe Burrow was in Cleveland?
Oh, it's a huge upgrade.
It would be.
I'm sorry, Baker's kind of a bust. It's weird how he only shows up when somebody publicly calls him a bust. One of these big sports shows. Oh, he's trash. The next week he shows up. Is that what it takes to motivate yourself?
He's darn good in the progressive commercials. Let's give him that. All right, AFC East. Let's start with your Buffalo Bills that you think
team to beat.
You know what? I can't argue with that. They look good. Josh Allen's good. He's a good quarterback. He's mobile. He's got fight in him. He's got Stephen Diggs now, and he's already had weapons. Their defense is already good. I'm afraid to play them. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I need the Rams to stomp them out today. You know what I'm saying? But
Rams are gonna lose that game.
The Bills are good, and we'll see what happens. As long as Josh Allen doesn't get hurt, he does like to take chances, and he's not holding the ball as long as he used to. So we'll see what's going on with them. All right, and they are 2-0. Let's talk about these 1-2 Miami Dolphins. They should be 0-3, but they're not.
Should be 0-7. So the Dolphins. You're going to see. Everybody knows Fitzmagic has about 5 games that are legendary every year.
Yes.
And then he has, 12 games where he's absolute trash.
Yeah.
And he'll get benched for whoever the backup is. In this case, the backup is Tua, and they drafted him pretty high. So I expect an average season from the Dolphins, but I expect to see Tua in a few weeks when Fitzpatrick clocks in with his interceptions.
Right. True. Their run game is pretty good, though. That Myles Gaskin, I think he's the real deal. I like him. He's pretty good. Brian Flores, he's got a little work to do. So let's see what happens. New York Jets 0-2. Do we even need to discuss them?
Pass.
Enough said about the Jets. They're garbage. No offense, no defense. They're It's pitiful. Let me tell you.
We're gonna put the word team. That's
Thank
how
you.
you refer to
Because last week the 49ers were hemorrhaging humans, and the
Yes.
Jets still lost.
They lost, 10 starters and still smoked the Jets. Jets are trash.
Super trash. All right, now to the last two teams.
Oh, God.
You want to go first or shall I?
You can go first because your team's actually doing better than my team, that's for sure.
All right, so Patriots are 1-1. If this can be actually said, we lost to the Seahawks last week, but we didn't get killed. And we actually had a chance to win that game. And we didn't. But I wasn't like, oh my God, we're totally jacked up and look how much we suck. I actually thought you hang in there with the Seahawks with all the weapons that Russell Wilson has. I wasn't totally discouraged by that loss. I do think Cam Newton adds a different element to the team. And we'll see what happens with the Raiders today. But I'm a believer. I'm going to give Cam my support.
Absolutely. Pleasantly surprised on how easily I don't know why I'm surprised, how the coaching staff adjusted to the quarterback. And now you have to account for all 11 guys on offense as opposed to accounting for 10 guys.
Right.
And it makes teams think, and it's a great strategy. I would like to see Cam throw more because, these guys are hard hitting on defense. Everybody's
Agreed.
trying to take a shot at that guy. Everybody.
They are. So we'll see what happens. We're 1-1. All right. And Broncos,
Trash.
0-2.
The whole team's parking in the blue spot. The whole team. Just the whole parking lot's blue. Oh, my God. Drew Lock.
They lost some weapons. I mean, most notably Von Miller.
Von Miller. Not only did he get the COVID, but he, destroyed a tendon in his foot. Drew Lock's done for a few weeks. We have a receiver, forget his name at the moment, gone for the year with an ACL.
Courtland Sutton. Courtland Sutton.
Yeah, he's gone for the year. Be real, this team is just not a very good team.
Go ahead.
I'm not sold on Drew Lock. I'm just not. Not because of this year, but just I don't see the fire that I see in like a Burrows. I just don't see it.
Right.
And
true. And
coaching staff, meh.
Right. All right. Well, I'd like to say that I expect them to turn around, but I'm not sure, especially with Von Miller out. And where's Bradley Chubb? I don't think I've heard his name yet.
I don't even know if he's playing this year. Nobody knows.
Is he on the field? What's his number?
It's a great question. What's his phone number? Nobody knows. Disconnected.
No. His jersey number.
His jersey number.
So I can look for him today on the
also
field.
Disconnected.
Yeah. Who are the Texans playing? I mean, not the Texans, the Broncos. Who are they playing today?
I don't even know.
Is it the Buccaneers? No, the Buccaneers are playing the Panthers.
No. We're losing to the Buccaneers today, I believe.
Oh.
I believe that's who we're losing to this evening.
You sure it's not the Panthers? I don't know who it is. Whoever it is.
I think it's.
Is it gonna be a scrimmage for the other team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely, and it's. I can't even say 8-8 at this point because I'm not happy with the coaching staff. I do like the run game when both parties are healthy. Philip Lindsay's out, by the way.
True.
With
a lot of notables
injury.
that are out. You do have a nice tight end, though. Noah Fant. I like him.
And we're relying on. We just signed Blake Bortles. I'm done.
Yeah,
we're the Jets of the West.
Yeah.
We're the Jets in orange. That's fair.
Enough said.
All
right. There it is. There's our breakdown of all of the NFL teams after week 2. Week 3 is kicking off in about 40 minutes. And, of course, we're going to be back. If you guys have any comments, all you football fans out there got something to say, you got some beef with us, right? Put it in the comments. We love to hear it.
Absolutely. And if you hate Blake Bortles like I hate Blake Bortles, put it in the comments. Put your Blake Bortles hate in the comments. That's this week assignment. Right. Oh, my God.
All right. So we'll be back real soon to give you some more football. Until then, Daniel's D Money signing off in Simi Valley.
Hey, Ron, catch you next time in San Diego.
And we out.